How similar do you think Fields' pathing is to Jalen Hurts, like you mentioned?
Well, Jalen's got a ton of weapons around him right now. They brought in A.J. Brown, who had a big game in week one. Devontae Smith was a first round pick, and he had a big game in week two. They have the league's number one running offense, but I think, and a dominant offensive line. But beyond that, I think what Jalen has is now finally, for the first time in his career, continuity at offensive at the game plan. Offensive coordinator's the same, head coach is the same 2 years in a row as a start. He had been in a different offensive system for like the last 4 or 5 years going back to college. So that helps. I think if Justin can have some continuity, if the Bears can develop around him and bring in some weapons, I think they certainly need to protect him. They got to do a better job. They got to be able to run the football. In Philly, as great as the Eagles' rushing offense is, much of that is predicated upon Jalen Hurts. He was their leading rusher last year. He scored the 2 touchdowns the other night against Minnesota, and he's a big part of why they are so successful on the ground. And that allows them to keep teams off balance. And you saw him throw for 333 yards and complete 83% of his passes. So the Bears are certainly a ways away from that. They're not there yet. They need better talent around Justin Fields. They need to be able to maximize his ability. And I think what they've done in Philly, John, so well is at a point last season in Nick Sirianni's rookie year as a head coach, when they started off and they struggled. And they were trying to fit Jalen Hurts into an offensive system that really wasn't catered for him. And what they did was emphasize the run. And that allowed them to take off and have success and make it to the playoffs in a rebuilding year with a rookie head coach and a first-year starting quarterback. And what the Bears should do and take from that is you cater your offense to the skills of your quarterback. You can't try and force him to do something he's not comfortable doing. And Jalen is now getting better at doing that. And that's why I think if the Bears bring in some talent around him, make sure he's comfortable in the system, and try to emphasize his talent and ability, you could see down the road maybe some success later this year, some building points, some building blocks to where next year they can carry that over.